Hello, my name is Adela Peterson, and I am the president of Masehualoon NGO in Corosal, Belize. And we are a vibrant NGO in existence for almost 5 years and in good standing. And we work tirelessly to maintain the objectives of completing on our bold mission statement, which is to rescue, promote, preserve, and safeguard the Yucatec Maya culture in northern Belize. This encompasses the preservation of the entire culture, which is the areas of language, history, spirituality, traditions, dance, music, folklore, storytelling, and gastronomy. So the objective is to recapture the pride and distinction of being of Maya ancestry and heritage with all the rights given to an indigenous people of the motherland of Belize. In this to uphold a bold statement like this, it would require to have a bold and audacious team that is well-equipped and well-versed in all the areas of the mission statement. So next slide. And this is our logo. Masehualoon NGO Corosal Belize. It actually means we are Maya. Next. And this is our most current good standing certification. Next. And this is our core group of Masehualoon. We have a core group of about 6 people, and we have additionally about 30 members who support us with our activities. Next. So I'd like you to meet our Vice President. He is Mr. Roy Rodriguez, Senior, and he is a retired educator in the Corosal district. He also has the distinction of being the historian and researcher for the Corosal district, and also the great distinction of being one of the youngest mayors of Corosal at the ripe old age of 23 years old. Next. And this is our treasurer, Mr. Faustino Yam. And he also is a retired educator, and he is also the curator of the first Yucatec Maya Museum in the Corosal district called Ukuchil Maya, Uchben Maya Balo. And there you can see the Maya artifacts and different things to preserve the Maya culture. And he is very fluent in the Yucatec Maya language. Next. And this is Mr. Andy Chuk. He is our IT specialist and our Facebook administrator, and he is also working on becoming a Yucatec Maya spiritual leader in the future. Next. And this is Miss Lorraine Matura, and she is our secretary and also has many roles, and that is of being administrative assistant. Next. And I want to mention 3 people that have helped us along the way. The first name is Mr. George Tech, who was one of our founding members, and he passed away 1 year into our group's development. And then secondly, we have Mr. Adan Palomo, who had helped us very much in the area of music, and he is in inactive status with us currently, but we are very grateful for his support. And then finally, our very esteemed, beloved Dr. Baldomino Barbosa, who succumbed to the COVID-19 virus and passed away earlier this year. But we're very grateful for his support, and we miss him dearly. Next. And how this group came about was just by chance. In 2016, I ran into Mr. Roy and Mr. Adan and then Mr. Faustino, and they shared with me the intention to have a formal group to support the mission statement that I mentioned. So I shared with them that I would help them to put the structure together and show them how to manage it. And they had 6 months to learn how to run this NGO as it should be. And because I was planning to return to the US, but that has been almost 5 years now. And so the group is still together. And as I mentioned, we are very vibrant and active and working our mission statement. Next. And so to have success on the mission statement, one of the first things we did is we went to our neighbors in Chaktimal. We went to the INA, and that is the equivalent of niche Belize. And we asked for advice, and they sure gave it to us. And we followed all the advice. And additionally, we started making connections with different friends in Chaktimal, friends in Carrillo Puerto, Tiosuco, in Mexico, and also in Orange Walk, in like San Antonio, Cayo, and also with our brothers in the South. Next. Next slide, please. So this is a pic of our brothers in Yucatan, and this is after we completed a spiritual ceremony called the Sacred Fire. Next. And this is meeting with our brothers in Orange Walk and also some of the South. Next. And these are our brothers of the South. Next. And one of the things we have done is in 2018, we organized a successful Yucatec Maya Symposium in Corosal. It was the first of its kind, and it was a 2-day event where academically we had national and international presenters to come in and talk about the topic of the murals of Chaktimal that were discovered in 1896 by Mr. Gan, Professor Gan, and subsequently they were destroyed. And we were trying to decipher the meaning of the murals. And we didn't get very far with it, but we did have some good outcomes of it. And the most important thing was to bring awareness of the murals, to know that if the murals were not destroyed after Mr. Gan discovered it, that they would have been the #4 mural to exist in the Maya world. So effectively, we had a national treasure, and now we don't, which is a travesty for the Belizean people. Next. And that's the mural of Chaktimal. Next. And so in that event, we wanted to give people a full experience of what the Maya life was like. So we brought in a lot of Maya traditional foods. Next. And everyone got to experience a real Maya ball game. So this is the Pok ball game or group. Next. And people got to witness seeing head smek, which is the presentation of the newborn infant into the community. Next. And they also got to experience seeing Maya wedding reenactment, which is the reenactment of the wedding between Gonzalo Guerrero and Princess Sasilha at the Chaktimal Temple in 15th century. And this reenactment was followed by a real and legal wedding after. And I'm happy to report that the offspring of that real wedding was just born about 3 weeks ago. So we have a real success story. Next. So the other things that we did is we attended many forums, expeditions, and the last one we attended was in the spring of 2020. We went to the UNESCO International Conference in Mexico City, and this was a conference based on languages that are in peril of extinction. Next. And then also we went ahead and started teaching the Maya language to preserve the language. So we started giving Maya language classes to adults and to children. Next. And we also learned and became well-versed on the spirituality of the Maya, which is very important to us. Next. And here we are teaching at the sixth form school in San Roman, Corosal, Belize. Next. And of course, as I say, we would take the opportunity to go to any forums that they invited us. So here we are at Corosal Central Park, teaching the various schools and groups that came by. Next. And we also work with our group in Shaibe, and this is our area of promotion and preservation of the culture. So this is the Hatsuts dance group, and these little Maya children are learning the Maya language, and they do the Maya dancing, and they are the only small group in Corosal district that knows how to sing the Yucatec, the Belize national anthem in Yucatec Maya. Next. And this is the dance group Sakpakal from Cristo Rey. So together we work to preserve the dance area of the Yucatec Maya culture. Next. And this is a pic of when we completed the Yucatec Maya Museum, and that was one area in which we are preserving the culture. So now people can come there and learn a lot about what it is to be Maya in Northern Belize. In addition to that, they can learn hear the Maya language and also try to learn it. Next. And of course, they can see the Maya Museum and view the various artifacts that are inside. And they can also visit the medicinal trail, which is in the back area of the museum, and learn about the medicinal plants of Belize. Next. And we also are intent on preserving the spirituality of the Maya. So I mentioned the HESPEC before, and we are involved in whenever there's a primicia, we are there because this is it is like a harvest celebration where when you have the first fruits of the corn or whatever first fruits, then you would dedicate it to the supernatural powers, which is God. Next. And also to have a reverence and to be aware of nature and the importance of safeguarding nature. We, three of the members of Masehualoon are also directors of another NGO in Corosal in the district of Shaibe called the Belize Gateway Trust Foundation. And this is a place where you can come and experience nature and see the beauty and tranquility of nature and learn how to respect it and preserve it. On this site, there's also an intact Maya mound. There's two native tree trails of Belize. So there's a lot to see there, including very beautiful exotic birds. Next. And this is one of the 5 sculpture gardens that are on the Belize Gateway Trust Foundation land. And this little sculpture is called Mother Earth. And it's a stone sculpture, and her hair is made of fever grass, which is native to Belize. And as I believe I mentioned that this is on 30 acres of land, which is example of what a mature eco conservation and reforestation project looks like. Next. And this is the beautiful temple of Chaktimal that holds many beautiful teachings for the Yucatec Maya. This temple was erected in 1200 BC. And this is where there was the first Maya wedding with a Spanish and a Maya. And so from here we have 3 children that were born, and those children were considered mestizos. So this place is the Cradle of El Mestizaje. And it's also where the jade pendant, which is at, there's a replica of it on the south end of Corosal, and it's on the Corosal sign. This jade mosaic pendant was found here, and it was a item that represented power and wealth. So this temple represents a lot for the people of Corosal and also of Belize. For us, it means so much more because we know that it's the place of our ancestors, and our ancestors had so much wisdom and wealth and knowledge that they have tried to pass down to us. And so as members of Tone Masehualoon, we are here to extract that knowledge and pass it on to the next generation and the other generations to follow. We also know that there is a critical thread, and time is against us because of this COVID-19 pandemic. We have lost several of our elderly teachers. And so it's important that we continue to work feverishly to continue to make well in our mission statement. Next. And so this is a view of our beautiful Corosal Bay with the mosaic replica of the jade pendant that was discovered there at Chaktimal Maya Temple, Sacred Maya Temple. Next. And this is a original or initial picture of a grouping that we had in Cristo Rey of the people who intended to have this Yucatec Maya group become a reality. And in the front of this picture, you see the elderly ladies, and 2 of them have left us, and a few of the people in the back have also left. But one of the ladies passed away at 106 and the other at 104. These elderly are the people that have the wealth that we desire to have. So this is a very precious picture to us, and it just gives us that urgency that we must continue to keep the pride of our ancestry in our hearts and continue to work, and also to support each other as we work along the way. Next. And that is my presentation by Adela Peterson Vallejo. Thank you for listening to the presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it and learned some things from it. Thank you.